Let's try now texturing the watchtower as well. To shorten the time, as was previously done for the upper register of the tower, the textures of the perimeter wall of the terrace were also fixed, so that we can move on to texturing the remaining elements of the tower, since these are repetitive and systematic steps. So now let's apply the same wall texture to the watchtower and see if there are any bugs for this element as well. Apparently it seems not, except that maybe some textures could be scaled differently. For example, the top face, we can scale it along the y-axis like this. The only problem is with the textures in the soffit of the arches, so with the control, which correspond to the Mac command, I select all the faces and scale them again along the y-axis and along the x-axis. If we rotate the textures to the orientation of the stones and the soffit will probably appear more realistic. We also modify the wall in front. With the control, we select all the faces and we realize that the problem mainly concerns the vertices of the window that don't follow the course of the cube from which the compartment was made. So, in this case, we align the vertices along one and the same straight line. And to do this, we enter the vertex selection mode. With GY, we move and align them. We found that already with this step the appearance seems to improve, but not enough. First, we activate the vertex snap. I can try to see if it's a problem with the curvature of the arch, but it's not in this way. Therefore, as the last step, I proceed with Smart UV project and realize how, in a very intuitive way, Smart, in fact, it returns to the best solution for the texture. An additional trick concerns the interior of the window compartment, where we can go to improve the scale of the texture and enlarge a little bit. We can say the texturing of the upper register walls and the terrace is finished, and we can start focusing on the inside of the tower. Since the exterior and the interior walls are part of a single 3D element, the same textures were automatically applied because it is a single material. Therefore, we can select all the interior faces while holding down the control. At this point, the options are two. Either separate the faces as we have already done for the terrace floor, and then separate this wall from the other, creating a new material, or on the other hand, we can assign a material only to these faces, without necessarily separating them from the object to which they belong. Following the latter method, I can add a new material in the lower right hand corner in the properties, which I rename internal walls. Again, just click on the principal node and with the shortcut Shift Ctrl T, we can decide which textures to insert. Once they are added, I click Assign. So we notice how even though they are part of the same object, we can assign different materials. Again, I apply the Smart UV project, which still does not give a totally satisfactory result. First, we select everything again and scale it to enlarge it and reduce the size of the bricks. We select individual faces and move them around. Due to the fact that the vertices are overlapping, we will also move the other unselected faces. Therefore, we select only the portion where we notice a different orientation of the texture, move it, rotate it 19 degrees, and merge it with the remaining portion. Finally, we see that the textures match. We perform the same process for the other faces, oriented to the other way around. Now everything looks good, so with the Tab key we return to object mode to get the final view. The same process will be done for the dome, as we will see in the next video.